Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. Both houses of Parliament adjourned following continued disruption by the opposition on various issues. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman says country's financial markets are well regulated. Electioneering intensifies in Tripura. Senior party leaders address public rallies. Mail and express train coaches to be converted into LHB coaches to ensure passenger safety, says Railway Minister. IMF rejects Pakistan's circular debt management plan for a potential bailout in $7 billion loan program. And in football, Indian women thrashed Bhutan 12-0 in their opening match of SAF Under-20 Championship in Dhaka. Both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha adjourned for the second consecutive day today following continuous protests by opposition parties over Hindenburg Research's report on Adani Group and other issues. In the Lok Sabha, when the House met this morning, members from Congress, DMK, TMC, JDU, Samajwadi Party and others trooped into the well, demanding a joint parliamentary committee probe into the matter. Amid the ruckus, the Speaker Om Birla asked the protesting members to allow the House to take up the question hour. As the pandemonium continued, the Speaker adjourned the House till 2 p.m. When the Lok Sabha met after the first adjournment at 2 p.m., the scene was no different, leading to adjournment of the House for the day. Similar scenes were witnessed in the Rajya Sabha. The members from the Congress, DMK, AAP and others started raising slogans. The House was adjourned till 2:30 p.m. When the House met after the first adjournment at 2:30 p.m., members from the Congress, AAP and others trooped into the well, raising slogans. Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar warned protesting members of action, but they continued with their protest, leading to adjournment of the House for the day. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar has appealed to all the members of Parliament to work in accordance with rules. He was making this observation in the Rajya Sabha today in view of the frequent disturbance taking place in the House.
Parliament is the essence of democracy. Parliament is the North Star of democracy. It is a place of discussion and deliberation to realize the aspirations and dreams of the people and not a place of disturbance. We are required to work in accordance with rules.
The government today clarified that it has nothing to do with the issues related to Adani Group. Replying to a media query outside Parliament, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi said the opposition is disrupting the proceedings in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha as it has no other issues to raise. He also rejected the demand of a joint parliamentary committee probe into the matter.
हमारे सरकार का लेना देना कुछ नहीं है, देयर इज एक्चुअली नो कनेक्शन एंड राष्ट्रपति का अभिभाषण का चर्चा प्रायोरिटी रहता है. चर्चा शुरू करने के लिए जा रहे हैं तो उनके पास कुछ मुद्दा नहीं है.
The opposition parties disrupted the proceedings in Parliament, demanding a JPC probe over the US-based research firm's allegations against the Adani Group. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said that India is absolutely well governed, having a stable government and a well-regulated financial market. In an interview to a private news channel when asked about the Adani Group row, Ms. Sitharaman said one instance is not going to be indicative of how well Indian financial markets have been governed. She said the investor confidence that existed before in the country will continue even now.
India remains as before a absolutely well-governed, stable government and also very well-regulated financial market. Our regulators are normally very, very stringent about certain governance practices and therefore they shouldn't. One instance, however much talked about globally it may be, I would think is not going to be indicative of how well Indian financial markets are governed.
The Finance Minister said the Union Budget 2023-24 has covered all sections of society. She expressed hope that in the next few days the impact of the budget will continue to hold the market size. The Reserve Bank of India, RBI, has said, as a regulator and supervisor, it maintains a constant vigil on the banking sector and on individual banks to maintain financial stability. The RBI statement has come amidst media reports expressing concern about the exposures of Indian banks to a business conglomerate. The RBI said as per its current assessment, the banking sector remains resilient and stable. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that Assam and the Northeast would be hugely benefited with the new declaration made in the recent Union Budget. He was participating in the Krishna Guru Ek Naam Akhand Kirtan for World Peace at Barpeta in Assam via video conferencing. He hoped that the culture and heritage of Assam would flourish further through the MV Ganga Vilas River cruise.
असमिया संस्कृति और खूबसूरती भी गंगा विलास के जरिए दुनिया तक एक नए तरीके से पहुंचेगी। कृष्ण गुरु सेवाश्रम विभिन्न संस्थाओं के जरिए पारंपरिक शिल्प और कौशल से जुड़े लोगों के कल्याण के लिए भी काम करता है।
The Prime Minister said the government has increased the allocation of PM Awas Yojana in the Union Budget so that all needy people could get a home. Our correspondent reports that Krishna Guru Ek Naam Akhand Kirtan for World Peace is a month-long kirtan being held from the 6th of January at Krishna Guru Sevashram. The Krishna Guru Sevashram was established in 1974 at Nasatra village in Barpeta district of Lower Assam. The centre has clarified that it is committed to release funds for wage and material payments for proper implementation of the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, MG Narega. Issuing clarifications on the issue of budget cut on MG Narega in the Union Budget 2023-24, the Rural Development Ministry has said that whenever additional fund is required for the scheme, the Ministry of Finance is requested to provide the funds. The Ministry stated that even during the current financial year 2022-23, the budget estimate was 73,000 crore rupees, which has been revised to over 89,000 crore rupees. The Ministry said thus previous release has no bearing on the requirement for funds for next year. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
मैं मलय नीरव आ रहा हूं कार्यक्रम अभ्यास में विषय एंशिएंट इंडियन हिस्ट्री, प्राचीन भारत का इतिहास, शनिवार रात 9:30 बजे FM गोल्ड 100.1 मेगाहर्ट्ज पर।
Welcome back. You are listening to the news at 9 on All India Radio. Electioneering is intensifying in the northeastern state of Tripura, where polling will be held on the 16th of this month. BJP President JP Nadda today addressed the party's two Vijay Sankalp rallies at Gomati and Unakoti districts. A report from our Agartala correspondent.
While speaking in the rallies, JP Nadda claimed that Tripura has proved under the leadership of former Chief Minister Biplab Dev and incumbent CM Dr. Manik Shah that it is not an old Tripura but it is new Tripura filled with aspirations. He said the double-engine government has changed the fate of Tripura as a whole. Mr. Nadda echoed that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has a special concern for Tripura. Union Minister Smriti Irani, Assam Chief Minister Hemanta Biswa Sharma and film star Mithun Chakrabarti also addressed number of election rallies in support of BJP candidates in different parts of the state. The Left Front, which has formed an alliance with the Congress, issued its election manifesto today. The Left Front in the manifesto has promised that it will strengthen the autonomous district councils in the state. Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Agartala.
In Meghalaya, candidates from different parties continue to file their nomination papers in the state. More from our correspondent.
Cabinet Minister Dasakheba Lamre, former Home Minister HDR Lingdo and former legislator Mohendro Rapsang were among the candidates who filed their nominations today. Meanwhile, all big leaders of every political party are campaigning in favor of the party candidate. Trinamool Congress Legislature Party leader and leader of opposition Dr. Mukul Sangma addressed a big rally at Raksangre. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Shillong.
In Nagaland, following the announcement of names for the assembly elections, several candidates are scheduled to kickstart the campaigning from tomorrow. More from our correspondent.
Nationalist Democratic Progressive Party today officially handed over the party tickets to its 40 intending candidates. Chief Minister Nipurio said his party has given an opportunity and a platform for women, fulfilling the party's manifesto on gender equality. Naga People's Front also distributed party tickets to 15 candidates in the first phase. Final list of the candidates will be issued on February 5 evening. For AIR News, Asunyo from Kohima.
Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnav has announced that all the coaches of mail and express trains will be converted into Link Hoffman Bush LHB coaches in the next 3 years. Addressing a press conference in New Delhi, the minister said that Railway will set up convenience stores at 2,000 railway stations across the country where items of basic needs will be available. From these stores, passengers can purchase items of daily use like bathing soaps, toothpaste and towels. He added that these stores will remain open on all days in a week for 24 hours. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has rejected Pakistan government's circular debt management plan. During talks on a potential bailout, it asked the Pakistani authorities to raise the electricity tariff to restrict the losses of the cash-bleeding power sector. The IMF delegation, headed by Nathan Porter, is in Islamabad for discussing the 9th review of a $7 billion loan program. Meanwhile, Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has said the IMF was giving Islamabad a tough time on the bailout. In football, India thrashed Bhutan 12 goals to nil in their opening match of the South Asian Football Federation's SAF Under-20 Women's Championship in Dhaka today. Hosts Bangladesh and Nepal are the other teams in the tournament. India will face Bangladesh on the 5th of February and Nepal on the 7th. After being flagged off from Varanasi by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on January the 13th, the river cruise Ganga Vilas entered Bangladesh on its 3,200-kilometer-long journey. Our special correspondent has filed this report from Ongla, where the ship will arrive tomorrow.
The longest river cruise of the world, Ganga Vilas, anchored at Antihara in Bangladesh in the afternoon today. After completion of the immigration and customs formalities, the cruise members will stay overnight at Antihara and will sail for Mangla port in the morning, where they will be received by High Commissioner of India in Bangladesh. The momentous visit of the cruise ship is being hailed as a major step in realizing the potential of tourism between the two countries and opening up new ways of connectivity between India and Bangladesh. During its 2-week-long passage through Bangladesh, the cruise ship will take the visitors to some of the most historic and heritage places of Bangladesh, including Sundarban. Rajesh Jha for All India Radio, Mongla, Bangladesh.
Domestic equity markets opened higher today, bucking the mixed global cues. The Sensex and the Nifty today recovered and logged gains of about 1.5%. A report from the business desk.
The Sensex climbed 910 points to finish at 60,842. The Nifty 50 also rose 244 points to finish at 17,854. In the forex market, the rupee appreciated by 34 paise against the US currency to close at 81 rupees and 83 paise against the dollar. At the multi-commodity exchange, gold futures for February were trading at 57,668 rupees per 10 grams, and oil prices were steady today but were on track for a second week of losses as the market awaited further signs of fuel demand recovery in China and the price cap on Russian oil products. In intraday trade, Brent crude was trading at $81.93 per barrel. Gaura Dhawanlal for AIR News.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Both houses of Parliament adjourned following continued disruption by the opposition on various issues. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman says country's financial markets are well regulated. Electioneering intensifies in Tripura. Senior party leaders address public rallies. Mail and express train coaches to be converted into LHB coaches to ensure passenger safety, says Railway Minister. IMF rejects Pakistan's circular debt management plan for a potential bailout in $7 billion loan program. And in football, Indian women thrashed Bhutan 12-0 in their opening match of SAF Under-20 Championship in Dhaka. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. That is all in the news at 9. Good night.
तू आन है, तू शान है, तू ही तो देश का अभिमान है।
आप भी बढ़ाएं देश का सम्मान। भारतीय नौसेना की एग्जीक्यूटिव ब्रांच के इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी काडर में शॉर्ट सर्विस कमीशन ऑफिसर बनकर ऑनलाइन आवेदन करने की अंतिम तिथि 5 फरवरी 2023 है, जिसमें पुरुष और महिला दोनों अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। अधिक जानकारी के लिए विजिट करें www.joinindiannavy.gov.in।
इंडियन नेवी, an ocean of opportunities.